Argument lost. Let's audit some channels, shall we? We're going to look at coming up right here is Robodad numero uno, the first of his name. Dice in the channel banner. That suggests to me that it's like Dungeons and Dragons, board games, that type of stuff. Thumbnails seem to confirm that to an extent. The channel is wanting to teach people how to run Dungeons and Dragons board games, I would assume.
Campaigns?
Thumbnails, getting the clicks, that's their biggest obstacle. And what's the channel? What do you want us to focus on? Like this? I guess retention. I don't know. Am I doing enough? Dan, you brought this channel to our attention, so yeah, let's discuss.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. Like they've put themselves in a pretty unique niche. They are obviously doing something right. They got 2,500 subscribers. They do a lot of videos. They've been at this for some time.
Wow.
So, been making videos for 9 years.
Oh, look at that!
Almost a decade.
Yeah, we weren't paying attention to the older stuff, but this is where they're at now.
So I like the focus now on Dungeons and Dragons. We got some shorts as well.
Lots of doing lots of shorts as well. Yeah. Anyway,
so in their forum, they told us they're like looking to teach people how to play the game or run the game more specifically, which is a big undertaking. If you've ever been a part of a Dungeons and Dragons group, the person who runs it has to know a lot about not just the game itself, but that specific group of people and the game they're playing together. And it's just a big undertaking. So what was missing for me when I was kind of scrolling around the channel were the clear indicators I would look for in a channel that is teaching people how to do something. So I'm sure we learn a lot from the various videos and stuff, but some of them, especially in the later half of the channel, it just felt really confusing to me. I just wasn't sure exactly what some of them were about. And now that we just see how long they've been at it, maybe it's in here somewhere. But I was like looking, I'm like, where is there like a complete guide? Have they ever done like a massive front to back guide for how to run a campaign? So here, easy prep. There's a playlist.
Podcast though.
Oh, it was a podcast. It wasn't a playlist.
Sorry. Well,
easy prep.
Yeah.
Okay. So prepping a specific campaign. Got it. I think more content like that, especially some search-driven stuff, could start to bring up their baseline. GMs, listen, I've worked with some very impressive GMs. Let's just put it that way. that make it seem like there's more going on in the background than maybe they're just making stuff up. But who cares? It looked intimidating. And that's the thing. As a pretty new player to the whole world anyway, but especially I've never ran a campaign. I would assume there's going to be some videos that are specifically about, okay, here's everything you need to know about running a campaign, like the bare minimum, the most basics. And you can update those guides as time goes on, especially as D&D updates too, like 5e, I saw that used in your playlist. If they do a big update to the game, that's when you go back and you redo all of those guides for the very basic beginner like myself who doesn't know what the heck is going on when it comes to running one of these games. Now, that's not all you do, but they bring up your overall traffic throughout the year because you have these guides that are bringing you search traffic. We do this at vidIQ. We will make the ultimate guide to how to start a gaming channel and how to upload a video and all this stuff. We take everything that YouTube has updated over the year. We take everything new that we've learned and we craft a new video. And usually over the course of that entire year, those videos overtake their predecessors and they bring us a really awesome baseline of just views throughout all of that year. And then we make other stuff as well that is more specific about YouTube updates and stories about other creators and things like that. So you can do all of it, but that's what I'm missing here, at least in your more recent content. Now, again, we're looking at a decade worth of videos, 2,000 videos almost. So I respect that you've probably tried this in the past. I'm encouraging you to keep taking what you learn and keep doing those videos. You can update those guides.
Jen, any general observations?
This is a whole other world.
Okay.
I'm still would you call him a grandmaster?
I think something like that. I don't know, dungeon master.
That is the coolest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
That is the greatest title of all time. Is this person that?
So they're not general managers of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I would assume they would consider themselves a pretty good dungeon master, which you would want to be if you're going to run a whole channel teaching people how to play.
Is that General Motors?
General Motors. They're the General Motors
Is
of
that
Dungeons
something
and
they
Dragons.
should advertise more though? Like, should they be advertising their expertise a little bit more, especially with Danny pushing guides?
I think there's room for that. Definitely.
That's kind of what I look at, and I'm like, okay, first of all, you've been doing this a long time. You have earned the credibility to be like, after 10 years of playing this, well, I'm sure they've been playing way longer than 10 years, but we'll say 10 years of playing this game, here's like what you need to know.
If you use
I'm just going to let it run in the background. Carry on, Jen.
I think.
And they show up. It's interesting. Are they on camera for every video? Is it a mix between face and faceless content, or I feel like this is well done. Like the camera angles, nice.
Yeah.
Nothing's cut off.
I like the top down. I was gonna say their setup looks awesome. Like looking at their more recent videos.
Oops, whoops. Let's find an old member video, shall we?
I want to like just real quick circle back to what I was saying. So like that one there is essential sigil knowledge every D&D player needs to know. That feels more like, that feels good. It's got some decent views too compared to some other videos. Like this feels like the kind of video I would need because I don't even know like anything about sigils. So I think this was a solid title. There was one about a specific campaign. If you go to latest, run port something like a pro in Tomb of Annihilation. That's so specific. And I think what I was getting at before, this helps solidify my point a little bit more. What if I don't know what half these words are? What if I'm like, I want to know what it's like to run a D&D campaign? Like, do you have that video and do you have a recent version of it? Because I would have to know, I would already have to be so confident that I went out and bought a book for like a specific campaign. I'm going to run a D&D campaign and then I would search for your video. But what if I'm like, I'm too afraid to buy anything. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Those are the types of videos you could be producing, and you can do both.
Is there more than one video for these like pro? So the run port something, whatever, like a pro. Is there like a second part that could be made of that? The same way there was the other video that you just pulled up. Like, are these just one-off videos, or can they be making more content about this to just kind of power this little series or part of the game?
They probably could review it in one video and then show you how to run it in another. Like, because you buy these, and I think there's just, as I understand it, it's just one big book for the campaign, and it helps you kind of run it for your friends. And so you could just tell people how to run it based on the book, but then you could also just, is it a good campaign in your opinion? You can give your like a 5-minute kind of.
Oh, I like that. What happened when you ran it?
Yeah, when you like exactly you run it and then you review it.
My friends hated it.
Yeah, that would be a pretty good video. Don't buy the new blah 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 campaign. You know, that there's just some stuff that I think would help introduce more people to the content. Like there's a lot being assumed of me as someone who's just played a few D&D games before. You know, I'm interested, but I'm not interested enough to that I know all the different things that I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. And that's
well, what about comparing them for you?
What do you mean?
Is there versus content that could be made? Are you comparing books or campaigns?
Maybe. I don't. I guess I really don't know enough to know to answer that question confidently. But I'm doing my best based on limited D&D and knowledge.
Throwing out things.
Yeah. Understand that I'm approaching this from the perspective of someone who, you know, doesn't know much about D&D, but knows what it would take to get me to click on a video like this.
I want to throw out a bit of a curveball here, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm a bit concerned that we're going to have this pretty long discussion about all of the things that they might want to consider and the ideas that we're putting forward. And then this creator will just ignore everything we've said and just carry on, quote unquote, making content. Because the worry I have is that they have no, and I can't think of a better way to put this, they have no idea filter. And what I mean by that is every idea that comes into their head, they just turn into a video. And I'm saying that based on the incredible output. Like this is all content they've done in the last month, 2 months, 3 months. they're making videos like 2 or 3 times a week, which I would guess for this type of content. And we've seen the production values, which seem to be quite high, right? They've got an immense amount of knowledge and they're putting effort into making the videos. But I'm just wondering if they're putting all of this effort in and not actually just taking a few steps back every once in a while to do like a bit of channel auditing themselves, saying like, is this really a good idea? That really, is it proven to work with my audience in the past? Or like going from this video idea to this video idea and this video idea, is there any connection between them? I'm just worried that, and I'm guilty of this myself in the past, where I just like say, I just want to make videos and like, I don't really want to try and improve my titles or my thumbnails. I just want to press record and get something done and get it out there. Is there any validity to what I'm saying here? Just given like the smorgasbord of, yes, it's all one niche and topic, but it's just a ton of stuff. And there doesn't seem to be any momentum building. It's all 100 or 200 views per video. Anything to discuss there, or should I not have said any of that?
No, you drove it home for me. I've been struggling, but like that really does solidify what I'm trying to like get at, which is like they're here saying like their guides are their strongest content. So that is exactly what I kind of figured you would say. It's just that I feel like you're making guides that are really bite-sized, but what if you took more time to make longer, more in-depth guides that started from a more basic area of D&D, and that would result in less videos, but I would say higher quality videos. Because I felt, yes, I'm like you, I felt overwhelmed when I saw the sheer amount, and it's like, what are their content buckets? What am I looking at here? You know,
as a recovering coach, Jen, have you ever had to explain to one of your creators like, I think we should just slow down for a moment here. Like, I can see the passion and the unlimitless energy you have for creating content, but maybe we just need to create a bit smarter rather than just create. Have you ever had that experience of like, sometimes creators need to slow down?
All the time, literally all the time. But it depends what that creator's goal is, because there's plenty of people who do come to the platform and they're like, I just want to make all of the D&D content that I possibly can, and it fulfills me, and I don't care if I get 1,000 subscribers this month. Like, I just want to make these videos, and they're more for the creator versus their audience. But when you have this type of situation and then your goal is growth, those like to battle each other. I always think of it as like a fork in the road, where why are you doing YouTube? And if it's for you, then there's no rules and you can upload everything you want, and some videos will be better than others, and you'll get people who want to watch all of it or some of it. But if the goal really is growth, then I mean, what you guys are saying is like completely true. Like, it has to have a little bit more strategy behind, can still be fun, can still throw out some random videos here and there if that's what you want to do, so you don't feel burnt out, or you just get a really fun idea. Like, there's no rules. You can't like not put that on your channel. It's just managing those expectations. Like, this one's for me. If it's a 10 of 10, I don't get subscribers off it, and just like my community enjoys it, cool. But definitely, less content, better ideas seems like something this creator can maybe start to consider for the first time, maybe even just based off of how many videos they have.
Yeah. For example, I might say to the creator, you know what? Let's just imagine we never made these 2 videos. I'm not paying attention to like the views or anything, but like, instead of making those 2 videos, what if you invested, half a week into coming up with like a consistent thumbnail strategy? Because I look at your thumbnails and like every single one of them is completely different. And then like, instead of making this one, which looks like it's got an AI generated thumbnail, we spend that day riffing with like coming up with 10 video ideas which have a huge total addressable market for Dungeons and Dragons, and then picking one of those ideas and then turning it into a dedicated beginner's guide, as Dan might suggest. I'm just thinking more along the lines of, just a little less content, a little more thought for the next 3 to 6 months. So like your output goes down, but the ideas and the quality potentially goes up. That could be an idea, because it's clear that this creator is going to continue making content, right? They've been doing it for a decade, but it feels as if they've been doing the same thing for maybe a couple of years. And the momentum here is, unfortunately, between 200 and 500 views per video, and it doesn't seem to be moving. So there is clearly a momentum challenge there that's not meeting the right audience. we've only audited 3 channels so far, but we've gone into really detailed conversations with every single one of them.